A little bit more brain rot for it. God damn, brain rot's getting real bad.
Brainrot is at peak fucking levels, man. I don't even know what happened.
There's an AI song I sent it to Rob a while ago about the CIA made me light a hospital on fire.
Oh man.
And it's like a guy singing about the CIA. I hear voices in my head and they must be the CIA, so I hope this hospital's full of terrorists or something because no one's getting out.
Oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, but it's an AI song called I think it's that's what I call brain rot. Like that's what I call music. Yeah.
It's real good.
I actually thought about that. Your situation with Carter.
Oh my god.
I because of the true crime binge I'm on. I just started watching video channels that do that, and they're pretty good. But just from watching a couple of those, my algorithm completely changed, and now it just bombards me with that.
Oh yeah.
And then I've been watching some workout science stuff, just a little bit, and so it's true crime. Want to get buff? and then it'll be Luton, the death of Slanesh? Question mark. And it's the algorithm is just fucked right
Your
now.
algorithm could be deduced in the worst possible way because it's true crime. You say time to get jacked for my own build.
Yeah. I have to get shredded that I can't get caught by the police.
Dude, yeah, no, shit. What's his name? From fucking American Psycho.
Bateman?
Drawing blanks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm Jason Bateman maxing.
Patrick Bateman. Jason Bateman's the actor.
Oh, Patrick.
Not Michael Bay? No, not Michael Bay. Why does it Michael Bay? Christian Bale?
Christian Bale's character, Patrick Bateman, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, yes. Absolute madman.
Unintentional Patrick Bateman maxing.
Yeah.
No.
Did you see the card I posted in the fucking Warhammer chat?
What, the
Duke Nukem?
Yeah, dude, that had me giggling for a while, dude.
I'll pull it up.
Didn't read. Or, no, what did it say? It was,
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, it's, I always love those.
That's a lot of words. Enchantment. Spells that have more than 5 lines of text can't affect you. Too bad I'm not reading them.
That's so good. That's so good. Because I've totally met people like that who are just so apathetic about playing the game. They've all but said, I'm not reading that card, man. It does what it does.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, all right, man.
Okay.
I appreciate you for your trust or lack of. I'm not sure which one this is.
What's important is that we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're both having a great time, apparently. That's good. That's good shit. Yeah,
Buddy needs water.
Water good, man. I feel like not enough people drink enough water these days.
I probably drank more water in the past 3 months than I have in 5 years.
Yeah, that's dude.
Just because I have a metal water bottle now.
Go Wad. Got a water today. As opposed to Godcat. Godcat will kill you.
Or preserve you somehow.
I drink quite a bit of water, but I do it wrong. Just because I don't.
Is it because it's in alcohol?
No.
Because that's the wrong way to drink it.
No, that's... Well, I mean, if you're getting your hydration from alcohol, you're doing it completely wrong because it dehydrates you faster than it's going to hydrate you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an argument to be made for, extremely weak beer or something.
So,
yeah.
In the cases of super low alcohol content, the diuretic effect, dehydration effect is, minimal. So, old-timey, oh, it's wine with really, low alcohol content. Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, a lot of the fermentation process is just to basically sterilize the water, and then actually you can make it alcohol.
And no, what I do is I'm not good at drinking little amounts throughout the day. Instead, that's why I keep these tea bottles, is because then this is now my water bottle, and then I'll fill this up, and then it's after I get home from work, because I'll drink a couple of cups of water at work. And then once I get home, and then it's before I shower,
yes, sir!
Half of it, and then I'll drink the other half, right after.
So, unironically, the reason that I have, this straw lid, and I don't use my other one that is, a big old guzzle lid, is because I'll make myself sick like a damn dog. I'll just drink a half gallon of water, and I'll be like, Weird, my stomach's upset.
No, I've had that.
The straw slows me down.
I hate the fucking taste of most protein powders. Vanilla is cursed. Chocolate is bearable.
Yeah.
But I got this like whey stuff, this organic stuff my sister recommended, and I don't like how it tastes, so I've been chugging it.
Yeah.
And you gotta have protein bioavailable or whatever after you work out.
Bioavailability.
Yeah. So I'll do my calisthenics and my cardio, and I have a bad habit of I'll run too hard during cardio and I want to puke, and I'll have to stop and take a breather and not yak my fucking guts up. And that kind of went away for a while. I was like, okay, maybe I'm getting stronger. I'm getting kind of chattelier. I'm not a little bitch anymore. Let's do it. And then I think it was 2 days ago, I finished my routine and I go up and I chug my protein shake, and I go down to sit on the shitter before I go take a shower, and it did not sit well. It did not sit well at all, and I had never felt like that after a protein shake, and brother, it came up all at once, and it was pressurized.
Oh no!
I haven't had projectile vomit in a very long time. Usually it's just kind of like a wad that comes out of your.
Normally
gut.
it just falls out.
Yeah, it flops out of your idiot head, and it's gross. But this time it was and it was a stream, a fucking The Exorcist and Samara, or the fuck her name is. Mixing those movies up.
You call it wad.
Yeah, it's a fucking goo wad coming out of your fucking gut. It's gross, and I hate it. But it flops out in a congealed mass, for me at least.
So
this time it was not that; it was a stream, a horrible, vile stream of bile and sin.
Ugh. So here's why running makes you nauseous.
Oh,
it can make you nauseous. So when you're exercising, the blood that normally flows through your GI tract is rerouted to the muscles you're working on, so that they have better oxygenization.
So it's the nerves angry about that or something?
So when you lose a significant amount of body weight through sweat, which can, depending on your build, changes, your GI tract, sans blood and oxygenation, loses the ability to absorb liquids. Now, the thing is, the point of your GI tract is that it lets out and then reabsorbs liquids. So if it's just letting out liquids, it's just increasing the pressure because it's unable to reabsorb them.
Oh, so it literally is pressurizing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I you know what? I was kind of being hyperbolic here, but yeah, what you're describing makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah.
A couple of questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you eat before? How?
No, I usually I usually work out at 4 p.m. because that way I can have lunch at noon and I have 4 hours to digest. Mm-hmm. I feel like 4 hours should be sufficient.
You at least need an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Ideally, you don't really want anything in your stomach when you're working out. I used to do that all the time in high school, and I was like, why do I always feel terrible? And then I found out, you're not supposed to fucking eat.
Yeah.
Okay. I was told your any sort of caloric intake should come after, because you have to look at it evolutionarily.
Yeah.
As a hunter, you're going to chase down that deer before you eat him. You're not going to eat the deer before you chase him down.
And
doesn't make any sense.
If you're exercising without the goal of I'm going to eat after this, that means that you're running away from something and your body wants to get rid of that.
Yeah, you want to weigh down. Yeah, I never considered it like that because it's all hormones. A lot of people think it's tearing your muscles down and shit, and that's part of it, but most of it's all hormones.
That's sort of an older theory at this point.
Yeah, you conditioning your body is less to do that you're lifting heavy weights and more that you're lifting at all, and your body is getting used to the idea this is what we're doing now. We got to get big. Let's get big, and then you get big.
So this is only tangentially related. It's the new God of War.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Norseman currently. And his son Atreus is so we're gods, right? So we got super strength, and Kratos is yes. And he's so why are you shredded, Dad?
Is this an aesthetic choice,
yeah,
Dad?
that other guy that fought you pretty evenly, he was skinny as shit.
Why did you pick
and
a bear
I'm
bill?
really strong. I can lift trees and stuff, and I'm a boy.
Dad,
so
why did you pick a bear bill?
So what's with the pecs and the biceps? And he's like, we're gods, so you can lift heavy things. He says, yeah, if you want to look like this, lift heavy things many times. And he goes, oh.
Do you even lift some?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses a
They're
bow,
all
but
about that.
Yeah.
doesn't his son use a bow?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he use the bow flex?
He is bow flexing.
Oh,
And I'll see myself out, Orb. I'll see myself out.
Go on, get into the pit.
You guys can execute me in a few months.
in that same vein, you gotta give them credit for their design of Thor.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like one of the few times they just depict like he's just a big dude.
Yeah, he's-
like,
He's huge.
He's a big, like, Norse, giant, heavy, strong man.
yeah, he's got like a big old like beer gut. and
His
everything,
gut's
like,
gigantic.
The actual gladiator build.
You can tell that he has pecs under his man tits, but like he's still just big as fuck all the way. His hands he can wrap around your son's head.
One modern misconception of movies and stuff that I love is that they'll depict like Giga Chad warriors in movies and stuff as being like 5% body fat and just like rippling with muscles, but it's all glam muscles and shit.
Right.
Because like actual warriors and stuff back then were mostly fat as fuck because of high protein and fat diets. And like when you get cut on the battlefield, you don't want muscle to be cut. That's really painful. It takes forever to heal. You want fat to be cut because that can literally fall off and not matter.
There was an interview with Hugh Jackman talking about Wolverine and the training he has to go through for like the shirtless scenes, and he's like, so when I'm not doing the shirtless scenes, I do have like a little bit of body fat on me, but when I do the shirtless scenes, you'll notice I don't raise the claws over my shoulders because like there's a physical prop he uses for the claws in his fists.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so dehydrated and weak by that point that if I had to raise them over my shoulders for any length of time, you would see me just like,
Yeah, it is crazy how like they'll get so jacked for the camera, but like this is purely not a good idea.
No,
these people are dying.
It's really bad for you.
Like they're shaving off years of their lives technically. It's not good.
It's a huge problem in bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, my
Because
goodness.
before competitions they do that. It's
Yeah.
called water fasting.
Yeah.
And when I found out that that's a thing, I was like, that's why. Like,
Yeah, and I think it got banned recently, but they did. Well, this is a different thing I'm talking about. You're obviously not supposed to do that one, but like one of the things that they also do is they take vasodilators that they make your veins bigger, but they're also water fasting. So like they're just dehydrating at like a 10 times accelerated rate just so that they can flex and get their veins all pressed up against their skin.
Raisin maxing?
Yeah,
Man.
just getting dry as hell.
Well, it's because like the day of the competition, they'll drink a bunch of water, so it's like they're not like dying.
Yeah,
But then it's like
that's really
they're
bad for
still-
your kidneys.
Yeah,
though.
like it's so bad.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. I don't like any of the
Oh,
things you just told me.
But like professional bodybuilders are typically very unhealthy because
Yeah.
they do these things.
You're just explaining body dysmorphia to me.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah,
like that's
definitely.
100% the case.
And then that's the crazy part.
That's
is
why
that-
there's that one like resort thing that's just a town built at 60% scale that only bodybuilders go to for vacation, so that they can feel like extra giant.
I'm huge!
I'm too big to fit in the house. That's how big I am now.
Fucking, I'm bigger than that guy.
Yeah, I'm bigger than that.
Fuck, man. Some people need it, man. They need it. They need to
Yeah.
be huge. They need to feel huge. Whether they're huge or not is irrelevant. They need to feel huge. And, I kind of respect that. I take that shit for granted, man. I've always been a big guy. I want to be tiny. Like, I've made this vocal and clear for about 20 fucking years now that the meta is to be small and you can fit more places.
One thing that my mom says that my dad doesn't particularly care for. So my dad is a reasonably sized man. He's between 6'1", 6'2". Like he's
Yeah, on a good day, yeah.
he's a guy. And I, unfortunately, am like 4 to 5 inches taller than him. So, my mom, who's very small, sees my dad as a big guy exactly up until the moment that I'm standing with him. And then she's like, Jesus!
Yeah, that'll be my ma a lot too. She I remember one time we were going down. It was like I was still in high school. We were going down to Florida for vacation, doing like some beach or whatever. And we go to check in, and like the receptionist is like, "Ho ho! I guess you brought the whole bodyguard, huh?" And like we have a quick laugh about it.
Yeah.
And like that was I think I was like maybe 17, 16 at the time. And my mom kind of looks to me with this like confused look on her face, and she's like, "Oh, I guess he is big, huh?" And I'm like, Mom, I am 6'4" and 320 pounds. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm big. But
I'm
that's
big
Mom's.
enough that like at 17, I'm never going to be allowed to play certain sports because I'm out of the weight class for it.
Oh yeah. I weighed out of a lot of fucking things pretty early on, man. Like that's.
Ma, your boy's not going to be a gymnast. It's not in the cards.
As much as I wanted it, bro, I'll never be a twink as much as I want to be. It's just not gonna fucking happen. It's just not in the stars, man. I got a barrel chest. They'd have to carve off bone and meat.
They would have to change your skeleton.
Yeah, like there's a significant amount of plastic surgery I'm gonna have to go through to get the body that I wanted. So like, I'm not gonna do that. It's just not worth it, man. Science ain't there yet.
Speaking of science, so one of the things that I've been doing, my mom got these, like, she's been trying to get a bunch of like not holistic, but like natural remedy stuff that's just, good for you supplements shit. And one of them that she got is this mushroom oil that she's been giving everybody, and it helps with like focus and stuff, and it does. It's lion's mane mushroom oil, and I feel like it does help at least a little bit. However, now it has created this thing that makes me laugh every time, all by myself in my room. Because I will like take a hit off the dab pen and then like have like a dropper full of mushroom oil, and in my head I think about like the cyberpunk theme being played badly on a recorder. Welcome to the future.
Like the Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly.
The shitty recorder that always slapped. That was one of my favorite memes from back in the day of like playing like the dramatic swell of the original Jurassic Park, and then before it actually dropped, so we get to that shitty fucking recorder.
or the shitty recorder version of the Naruto song.
Yeah! It's like not even intelligible, dude. Whoever recorded that saw the fucking wind scar, dude. That shit's too fucking funny.
I take lion mane mushroom as well.
It's good, right?
It's yeah, well, it's because I only take things that are backed by like actual research.
Right.
Yeah, smart man.
Fairly recently, lion's mane mushroom was proven to have like basically just like neuroprotectant qualities.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's where it's like.
I know
It's not gonna like turn you into a genius or anything, but it just is good for your brain.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I know our friend Ricky. He's your friend too. I don't know why I said it like that. So Ricky, whenever he makes coffee, and he just adds lion mane oil to it as well, and he's like, "It's better than Adderall," and I'm in my head like, "No, it's not." But I'm glad that you're being healthy.
It's not better than approved meth.
Yeah, no. You know what's better than approved meth? Unapproved meth. That's why it's unapproved.
It is interesting that speed literally is Adderall.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's just the street name for it.
We just...
I've been taking drugs since I was 12, brother.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big deal. I'm kind of hardcore.
I'm hardcore. I'm super hardcore.
I'm a huge hardcore 32-year-old virgin, man.
Speaking of, I'm actually super hardcore. I was talking to my friend Emily. She was talking to me about a couple of internet things, and one of the things that she brought up was NSP, Ninja Sex Party.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Because she was bringing up like, oh, this is a guy that I really like on the internet. I'm like, I know that guy. Why do I know that guy? She's like, you might not know that guy. I'm like, is the other guy that he's with normally dressed as a ninja? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that's Ninja Brian. And this is Ninja Sex Party. And she's like, it is. And I'm like, yeah, we've been on them.
Dan Avden is probably one of my favorite indie musicians. And he might not even be indie anymore. He's really getting big.
He's indie.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because that's the thing I forget. The things that I like and enjoy, even if they blow up, are still not mainstream.
Yeah.
Kind of. But yeah, Dan Avden, I don't fully know his story, but
He's a late bloomer. That was his...
Yeah, I drew a lot of inspiration from Dan Avden, especially when I was early in my sales career, because a lot of his music and songs and themes involve, like, being a goofy, eccentric weirdo and, like, getting shit on for that, but then kind of breaking past it and embracing it, and by embracing it, being able to be successful. So, I really enjoy any sort of, like, Cinderella story like that, where it's like, Yeah, you're a goofy. You're definitely a fucking weirdo, man. But like, you made it work, and more power to you. Hopefully, I can make it work too.
But the I'm actually super hardcore thing was following that. She was telling me that I looked like a YouTuber that she liked, and you're never gonna guess who she said.
Who?
Meat Canyon.
Oh yeah, yes sir, a little bit. Yeah, you got the 100 vibes.
And first of all, I found out that he's the same size as me. He's also like a giant person.
He's one of us. 100%.
Which, considering his hands, like he has tinier like person hands. They're sort of stubby.
I could see that. But, yeah, if you're using that as the frame of reference.
So I assumed he was shorter.
Remember, Sean had small hands.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was about basically as tall
as
as us.
He had bassist fucking hands. That's what he had, so he could slap the bass.
Yes, sir.
But I told her like, oh, actually, like relatively early in his career, like before he like started his podcast or any of that, like before he fully monetized, like I actually talked to that guy. Like I messaged Meat Canyon. I put comments on his videos, and he responded like a couple times, and I'm like, yeah, I talked to that guy, and she's like, this fucking and I was like, oh shit, that was just full. I'm actually super hardcore. I know an internet famous guy.
Yeah, fuck it. But I actually knew Meat Canyon before he was
big. Yeah,
I'm actually kind of a big deal, and my tastes are better than your shit.
So that's a hell of a person to brag about.
Yeah.
Canyon.
Did you catch his Tom Brady video? What video?
It's so bad because it didn't feel like I was bragging until she had like pointed it out. I was like, oh, actually, like I talked to that guy. Like I was like, now you say something.
That'll happen, man. Well, yeah, especially because it's from a place of like fandom of like, oh yeah, like this video.
I really like that guy. That's how I talked to him.
But like, it can, depending on how you word it or frame it, it can come off as like, I'm actually a big deal. Yeah. So I get what you're saying.
I think it did a little bit.
Yeah. I do that all the time, man. A lot of the times I'll info dump on someone because I'm trying to engage with them, and that's one of the ways I like to engage.
Get excited,
I get excited and inform people. And then I realize that I'm info dumping and that they just don't give any shit about anything that I'm saying right now. It's really bad. Really bad.
I bet. Oh, God. So this is sort of a bad story. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we're recording it. So, past week or so, I've not like had any of what I consider freedom.
Oh, man.
I've been like every night I have to like get home, be asleep at 11, 12, and like I couldn't do anything else really because I was needed for certain things. And then this week started up, and Monday I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Uber, and it's gonna be a regular night. I don't need to like worry about being home at a certain time or any of that. And I get started. And I had an anxiety attack during Uber.
Oh man,
that's a thing that has happened to me before. It's whatever, but I'm
glad you're okay.
It was because I was arguing with this woman who she called for an Uber share. An Uber share means that you have one seat. It's one person. Okay, she had what appeared to be like a 3-month-old baby. And no car seat.
That's reckless and evil.
So if somebody doesn't have a car seat, I tell them, well, you can't ride with me then.
Yeah, that's very illegal.
It is illegal. I could get in legal trouble for doing it. In the event that an accident occurs, that baby's fallen out of your hands.
Yeah, the baby's dead.
Baby's done, and then that's on me, both legally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I got it. And I'm like, furthermore, this is an Uber share, and this is going to be like it was a long trip. It was like a 20-minute trip. And if it's an Uber share and it's like a 5-minute trip, typically it'll be them by themselves in their car. If there's 2 people, it'll be like, yeah, fuck it, get in the car. No one else is going to like hop in.
Yeah.
But this is like a 20-minute trip. Someone else is going to get in this car. Even if I'm being super cool to you, which I have no reason to do, because it's not like I'm being like,
compensated. Hey, you only have things to lose. You only have things to lose.
I only stand to lose, and I got a screaming match with this woman, and her point of the argument was like, it doesn't matter that there's 2 people getting in, and we're only going to take up 1 seat. And I'm like, no, that's the problem. If you're taking up 1 seat, you're holding the baby. The baby will fall out of your... Doesn't matter.
Some people don't have any foresight, man.
I got her to get out of the car. I was like, fuck it, I'm not doing Uber. I'm just going to go fucking home. And then I go home, and I talk to my family, and I'm like, okay, I'm back for the night. If you need anything, give me a holler or anything. And they basically the same thing. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry you had a rough night.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to fucking relax. Get my head off of this. And then I went downstairs and I shit my pants. Happened Monday.
What do you mean you shit your pants? What a red herring. Okay,
Yeah.
wait.
Didn't see it going that way, did you?
Kind of. There was no Chekhov's gun or anything. What happened?
So, but by the way, this whole day, because I felt like I finally had a little bit of freedom and like I didn't need to worry about anything, I also wanted to put myself in like a good headspace. And when I want to do that, I dress up in like what I think of as a good outfit, like not a fancy outfit, a flattering one. I had my nice purple shirt that has the sleeves roll up.
Oh yeah, he did.
I had my fancy black pants.
Oh no, not the black pants.
And my gray boat shoes, and and then I get home, I'm fucking, all right, and then like I finally feel like my adrenaline and everything is going down, and I'm like ready to go, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I need to go to the bathroom. And I walk to the bathroom, and I get into the bathroom before I'm like, oh no! It attacked me like there was a xenomorph in my chest.
You know what's really funny to me
Took
about
a big
that?
wet shit in my pants.
Like that's really kicking them when they're down. You know, like that's.
You're telling me.
That's the universe really taking a steamy shit on your chest.
So I took. We have like Valium from my dog Scarlet. After she had epilepsy and after she had like a seizure, we need to give her Valium because otherwise she'd be so irritated she would attack like the other dogs. So we give her Valium. She goes to sleep. She wakes up like re-energized. So I took a Valium and then immediately shit my pants. Like 4 minutes between these things. The Valium didn't cause it. And then I go and I hose off my underwear. And by the way, I'm wearing my like $100 silk.
Yeah, he is.
Like they're my nicest underwear.
Spackle.
So I didn't want to throw them away.
Oh fuck, man.
So I hose them out.
It keeps getting worse.
I hosed them out. I threw them in the dryer. They're still dirty. They need to be washed.
Oh, man,
After that,
fucking tragedy.
I sat down in my room and I was like, I'm just gonna get high and pretend today didn't even fucking happen.
That's all you can do.
And then like 12 o'clock
man.
rolls by and I think you texted me and you were like, hey, do you want to go get food? And I was like, I don't want to do anything.
I had no idea. It was like that. Oh man.
Yep.
Oh, he was going through it, wasn't he?
Yep. That was a not so good night. It was so bad, in fact, that yesterday, the next day, I was like, I'm not even gonna go to work today. I'm
out, man.
I'm gonna like take a mental health day.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm recovering from a car accident.
Oh man. You gotta take a day to like restore your dignity, you know?
Right?
Like take in the mana of the universe.
That whole
and
outfit.
fortify your body.
That whole outfit I wore for maybe 3 hours.
What's that
Now it's all in the fucking laundry.
What's that the Japanese technique where you break the pot apart?
Oh, kintsugi.
Kintsugi?
Kintsugi.
The
Kintsugi.
Kin
Kints.
Okay, like the TS.
Tsugi
Okay,
is
yeah.
that, yeah.
Okay, kintsugi. Okay, so
Because it means putting it back together with gold.
yeah, that's what that mental health day was for, man.
Yeah.
You have to
Anyway, so I'm happy to be here, which is a much better situation than I was in on
Yes, it
Monday.
is. I'm happy that you're here too. I'm happy that we're past that. I would say you're stronger for it, but I don't know if that's true.
Well, yesterday I actually spent quite a lot of time crafting how I would tell this story.
Oh, that's good.
Because I was thinking, like, let's make sure it's super serious right off the bat.
Yeah, dude, you nailed it. I was like, wow, this is like, oh man.
Let's get them concerned.
I feel really bad for Kevin, and
so I can really
even worse.
take their feet out from under them.
It's not fucking ready, bro. I was not fucking ready for that. That was quite the twist, in fact. M. Night Shyamalan would be run for his money. Going against you. Hell of a twist, man. Hell of a twist.
What are you eating?
Yeah, what is he eating? Is he chewing shit he shouldn't be chilling?
Pulling up the rug. Oh, it's a poop.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Yeah, you should go wash your hands. Rabbits, in fact, do like to eat their poop. That
yes.
Only some of them are food, though. I don't know how he knows, but he knows. Don't chase him out of the room. To the orb, my rabbit Amadeus is free range. He lives in the front half of my room. I have a great gate barrier wall that sequesters him from all of my cords and electronics. And he chills in basically the lobby area that leads into my room. And so when people try to leave my room, he will often try to chase them out because he's a very curious and brave rabbit. He also likes to chew shoes, so he needs to not do that, little guy.
He'll just take a bite out of them, man.
Dude, he'll just I mean, it probably feels great on his rabbit teeth. Like, that was one thing Kevin had pointed out when he was chewing the cords originally. Like, we know for a fact that they make a noise that rabbits don't like, so they're just going to destroy them, right? That's just how that goes. But when you think about it, like, they have incisors, and incisors are always growing. They never stop growing. And they have to literally gnaw on shit.
Oh yeah, like beavers.
Like beavers, yeah. They have to grind. They literally have to grind their front teeth down like that, or else they will grow into their head literally.
Can I have my seat back? Maybe.
He won't tell you anything.
No.
You're gonna have to manhandle him. He hates it.
Right.
Good, wholesome. Yeah, put him in your lap. See if he likes it.
A random fact about beavers. I wanted to incorporate into something like fantasy. Their teeth are orange.
Yes.
Because they have naturally occurring iron in them.
Iron?
Which is why they're so fucking tough and they can chew through trees.
That
makes
sense.
Sick.
That's fucking sick, yeah.
Hi.
But with rabbits, usually what they chew on is like, they will grind hay down, and as they're chewing the hay, they're also chewing down their teeth a little bit. But typically the big one he'll use is wood. But he isn't too keen on chewing wood. So the only reason I can start chewing is with toys. So Kevin had brought up when he was first chewing my cords that, like, if you're a bunny and you don't have shit else to do, one of the only forms of entertainment you have is chewing on shit.
Yeah. Different textures and...
Imagine how good a cord would feel to bite through.
I can tell you exactly how good it would feel. You remember the Twizzlers that you can pull apart?
Yup. Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's a candy bar to him.
Chewing a bunch of HDMI cords and shit.
Yeah, it's soft and pliable. It's like a Snickers bar. It's like to a rabbit, not like taste-wise. We're not arguing taste. But
just a texture surprise.
But just imagine the difference between biting into hardtack that's like extremely stale and literally like a brick, like a fucking rock, biting into that versus biting into a Snickers bar.
Like a nice soft chocolate bar.
Like, the second you get a chance to bite into the Snickers bar again, you're gonna fucking take it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Who the hell is calling me? That was my cousin. Was my cousin Todd? Let me text him to tell him that I cannot talk to him.
Unless this is an emergency, in which case reply 911.
It's not. I can almost guarantee you it's not.
Right. I mean, what are the odds they'd call you in an emergency when you're like 11 hours away?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, up in Michigan, man. I'm not sure what I can do down here, but I mean, I texted him, so if it is an emergency, he can text me, and then I will address it. But
I shit myself.
Another one, no!
It can happen to you.
It can happen to anyone. Like the shitting epidemic. Is that going to be my cause? The cause that I take up, like
you hear the wrong sound. You encounter the wrong superhero with the right ray gun.
Lex Luthor, save us, please! Fuck, man, you gotta stop this guy.
The guy with the shit ray from last time?
Stopped. He needs to be stopped, man.
He's too powerful.
Fuck, man. Devastating. Devastating battery.
It happens no matter what, rich or poor.
Yeah, no one is safe. No one is safe. I want to watch Victory Gundam pretty soon here, but I haven't. I've been struggling finding a legal channel to do so. Like, as much as maybe I shouldn't say this in the podcast, but YOLO, like, I've been flying the Jolly Roger for a very long time. Like, my sister was kind of, like, on the front end of Torrance. Like,
I remember that.
Yeah, like, my sister...
Share Bear?
My sister was the most punk rock, badass goth chick that I have ever actually encountered, and she is such, like, a role model for me in, like, the best and worst ways. It's bad. Like, one of the coolest
Stevie
things...
was very formative for me.
Yeah, one of the coolest things my sister ever did. I had just finished performing because I played tuba in band because I'm a dork, and we had just finished performing in Kanto. Not the stupid Disney song. I hate that fucking movie.
I'm sure.
I hate that fucking movie. I haven't even seen that movie. I don't even care to, and I don't even care what it's about. It's probably a charming movie. It doesn't matter. I dislike that movie solely because it's called Encanto, and the song by Robert W. Smith, Encanto, is a very important thing to me, and it's almost impossible to find any fucking version of it because of that stupid Disney movie. So I basically only have like one version of it, and it's a low quality one. And anyway, yeah. So we just finished playing that, and like we did decent or whatever. I think we got like a 2 out of it's like a 3 ranking system. I think we got a 2, so it was like whatever, mediocre, B+, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get picked up, and like I'm chatting with some of their bandmates, and we're in like our cummerbunds and shit. We're in like tuxedo shirts with black bow ties,
full marching band attire,
and cummerbunds. We're little penguins, and I think it's fine. I don't mind being a gentleman dandy. I've always enjoyed that kind of aesthetic. But she comes peeling into fucking Saunders Middle School in her fucking Subaru Outback hatchback. And she fucking, like, screeches in her black duster, blasting the theme from fucking Bleach, because that had just dropped. And, like, she obviously had...
It was new at the time.
She obviously had torrented it and burned it onto some DVDs for me and my friends' viewing pleasure, because we're cool, hip anime boys. Oh, what's that? You don't watch the Japanese sub of GT 2 weeks after it came out in Japan? What are you, a dumb cuck?
Yeah, you haven't seen all of Dragon Ball Z yet? It's been out for like 15 years in Japan.
Yeah, what are you, dumb and slow? And then everyone thought I was a liar, obviously, with this little kid shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
your uncle works at Nintendo, huh?
Yeah, it was the equivalent, like someone would say some shit like, if you beat Smash Bros. In the hardest level with 1 life, and you can unlock Master Hand as a boss, or as a Master Hand as a character. And I was like, yeah, that's horseshit. Have you seen all of GT yet? You can't watch all of GT, it's not even on Toonami. Toonami. Laughs and fucking internet. We were too young to be on the internet, man.
Yeah, no.
We were too young to be on the internet. A lot of things I had seen when I was like 9 that I should not have seen. Like, but hey, I honestly, I think I'm smarter for it, unfortunately. And the least fortunate
It definitely
manner.
had some effects.
Yeah, like...
So what was making me laugh also was imagining that this is what she was listening to.
Oh, God.
What is this?
This is Ichigo's.
Oh, man.
It's soul music.
This is one of those things that, like, really broke my immersion while I was watching Bleach.
Who... I think the guy who made Bleach didn't know what it meant when the genre is called soul. I think he saw that there was a genre of music called soul, and he was like, I'm making a soul society. Why wouldn't my soul society listen to soul music? And maybe he heard it and just ran with it. He doubled down. Maybe he actually liked it. I don't know. But that was a very interesting choice.
Well, I mean, if you break down what Bleach is, almost all of it was like what stuck. It's the story of a man whose ability to adapt his work is what made it successful. Because at its core, what Bleach was he wanted to draw Rukia in different outfits.
Yes, literally, he wanted to draw his wife in cute outfits. A cute outfit every week, in fact.
Yeah, and her main outfit was supposed to be Samurai Girl, so he needed to, make some stuff up about that, and then they were told, he was told, oh, you gotta have like a male main character, and he's like, well, what the fuck? What should they look like? And they're like, I don't know, just fucking do something. And he's like, what about an angry guy? That'll be, yeah, sure. And they're like, all right, fucking do it. What kind of sword does he have? He has the big one. He's got a big sword. And they're like, oh, people really like a big sword. He's like, oh, they like big sword? He's keeping a big sword then. I'm going to change it a little bit, but it's going to stay big sword. Everything, like, sort of revolves around, like, all your villains and stuff are better because they're faster than the main character. He's like, yeah, because, like, this makes him the underdog. They're like, oh, that's... So being fast is the best power. And he's like, that's right. Being fast is the best power, and so my main character will have it.
And then I guess this process, I mean, I never like really read or watched Bleach. I got to the, I think I finished, I got to the part where the cat becomes a hot girl.
That's real early.
And I was like, damn, they did that already.
Yeah.
And that kind of broke the immersion for me. Like, that's kind of, like, it became like, oh, that's how you're writing this, you know? It became very clear that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, this isn't planned. He's just running with what he got.
Yeah.
And this can only go so long before it's going to get bad.
Oh, the reason I brought up the he's good at changing his things is because it's like, okay, so who's your main villain? I made like a snake guy my main villain. And they're like, oh, sick, like Naruto. And he's like what?
Yup.
Yeah, like Naruto. They just revealed the bad guy is this guy, Orochimaru. He's like Snake. And he's like, fuck, is he like a white snake guy? And they're like, yes, he's specifically a white snake guy. Like, that's his theme. Like an albino snake. And he's like, fuck!
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make the murder victim the bad guy. He takes off his glasses like Clark Kent.
You know, speaking of Bleach, Buso Renkin wanted to be Bleach.
It wanted it so bad.
And in fact, like, I remember watching it at your behest, and I don't even remember any of it. I just remember the Butterfly Man being the least compelling villain. Like, it's like in the uncanny valley of coolness.
His name was Papillon, and everyone called him Pappy.
Like, because I've seen that motif used before, and I've seen it used well.
Yeah.
Myself, in fact, I'm trying to adopt that motif for Lilac. I think it's like the evil butterflies. Butterflies drink blood, people.
Yeah.
That's one of the most nutritious.
There's villains in fucking main character in Demon Slayer who, like, they use butterflies as their, like, motif. It can be sick. However, putting your villain in a leotard and having him have little tiny wings at his ankles that, like, keep him afloat so he prances. He specifically prances for flight. It's not intimidating.
The main villain of Bleach's original run becomes a butterfly man.
He does, yeah.
Oh wow.
Aizen.
Yeah, he does.
So it's
he grabs the jewel that turns you into God, and partway through turning into God, he turns into a butterfly.
Well, because you could see what he was going for.
Yeah.
Because he goes through metamorphosis stages.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's a chrysalis, and then he becomes like a man, but then he, like, at the very end he becomes a butterfly man. And he
becomes like one with his sword, and you see how, like, it's supposed to be him bridging, like, the idea of hollows, which, like, they're made, like, their whole thing is, like, the mask protects their soul and all this stuff, but it's also a representation of, like, their flaws and how, like, that both becomes one with him and melts onto him. Like, thematically, the final Aizen fight, I think that makes perfect sense for that to be the ending. I think that was really good. That was a really good use of it.
Yeah, that Bleach ended multiple times, to my understanding, and that's one of the problems. A lot of anime, especially shonen, have the problem of being like, okay, it's over, but what if it wasn't?
Well, Bleach's biggest problem is that Ichigo literally wins every single time because he gets a
last minute power,
like a last minute thing. Ass pole.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is him being half something else, right?
He's all the races. He's all the races.
I hate that.
These are the races that exist that have superpowers in Bleach. Okay, so there are regular ass humans can become hollows when they die. That's one way of getting superpowers. Or depending on the lore's, like, fucking choice at that moment. Sometimes when you die, you can become a special soul samurai. You can become a soul reaper. That's another way of getting superpowers.
Title card.
Or You could be born with special anti-soul jutsus that let you control magic, called a Quincy, because that's like the way that living humans are supposed to fight ghosts is by using these guys. Okay, that's 3. Or sometimes there are mutant humans who have half of god powers that, like, they don't work off of regular magic system, they work off of bending the laws of reality, but it only works if you have a super special thing that you, like, make your best friend, like an object that you hold very dear, and they're called Fullbringers.
Alright.
And then there's the halfway points between some of these things, like the Visored and the Arankar, who are half hollow, half Soul Reapers already. Fine, whatever. And then you have the genetically modified hollows that are, like, they were never people. That's a big part of hollows, is that they used to be people.
And then they just have hollows that weren't people? That's okay?
Eisen's like a evil fucking scientist, the main villain.
Yeah.
And so he just, like, basically took scrap ghost material and used a fucking magnifying glass made out of Jesus juice, and he was like zapped it into a thing, and he programmed it to think only of crime. and then that vampired into Ichigo's mom.
Who's a Quincy?
What?
Yeah, Ichigo's mom's also a Quincy.
His dad's a Soul Reaper.
His dad is a Soul Reaper. By the way, that means that his dad was alive, died, became a samurai in Ghost World.
You can be born into Ghost World.
Sometimes, yeah, that's also a thing.
They have,
You can fuck and make children in Ghost World.
But what,
So there are naturally occurring ghosts who never came from people.
talk about ectoplasm.
Yeah. And Ichigo is all of these things.
yeah.
Plus, okay, he also learned how to, like, manipulate his power into, like, the transcendent state. Because regular reality works off of, like, okay, there's physical materials, and then there's spiritual materials, and the spiritual materials can affect the physical materials can't particularly affect the spiritual materials, but it can contain them. That's how reality works. Until you reach Super Saiyan 2, at which point you become a Superman, and regular attacks don't work on you anymore. You literally get 1 XP too many, and you're immune to everyone who's weaker than that.
Damn, get fucked.
That was in the fight during Eisen. They reached the transcendental state.
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's... I hated that.
And Ichigo was only able to do that by becoming truly one with the spirit of his sword, which also, no, he didn't. That's important for the future of the story, that he didn't actually have a sword to spirit to become one with, because that was actually also him. It was also inside of him, because the last way that you can be a super, super, super good man is to be born half god.
No! I tried!
So there's this guy you watch.
Oh, you had me! You had me for a while!
Because don't you know...
Which also Ichigo's one of those.
Because don't you know... the spirit of his sword wasn't actually the spirit of his sword.
Yeah.
This feels like some dude thumbed through the monster manual and just stopped at random pages and was like, okay, I don't actually speak English, but this looks cool, so I'm just gonna make some shit up based on the words I know.
Yeah, well, that's the ultimate twist of the final chapter of Bleach, is that the spirit of Ichigo's sword is actually the mainest villain.
Yeah, the super main villain. Okay, so you see, the person in charge of the Bleach universe is called the Soul King.
What the fuck am I listening to?
And the Soul King is a being whose body literally makes reality function.
He's a torso in like a crystal like pillar.
And literally to make reality function, he separates his body into a bunch of pieces. Now, coincidentally, he also has a son named Yuach. And Yuach started a ghost Nazi party. They're Nazis who fight ghosts.
Of course they do, and of course
they're called the Stern Ritter.
Of course they are!
These are the true Quincy's.
Yes.
The true Quincy's!
These are...
You don't fucking say!
These guys have they each have the Hitler gene in them. So that
He's not making this up. Literally, Google Stern Ritter, and they are all in Nazi uniform.
No!
Not
They're
even
white
jokes.
You stupid bastards!
And one of them's a trap.
Oh, no!
One of them's a trap that is caught because
Nazi catamite. No.
well, it's found that he's a trap because the guy that everyone jokes about looking like the gay Soul Reaper, when he's really more of just like the fancy boy Soul Reaper, he literally looks at him and is like, "That's a man," and everyone's like, "How can you tell?" And he's like, "He stinks of cum."
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he does.
No, he didn't say that. No.
I'll pull it up.
No, he did not say that the trap stinks of cum. I refuse to believe that happened in an anime. I refuse. What year was this?
Real recent, like
It's
2018 maybe?
comparatively, it's-
Wait, Bleach was going till 2018?
So, yeah.
Reality's a part of me. Okay. Wow.
So anyway,
yeah.
You watch, it's unclear how he's born, but he's half god. Alright? And that means that he has a power called the Almighty. And the Almighty means that he can see all possible futures and pasts. It's just that he can change the future. That's his power. He can change the future instantaneously.
Tony, he's got a bunch of like eyes.
So no, he needed to
eyes.
absorb the eyes of the Soul King so that he could see the past and the future clearly.
What the fuck are you people talking about?
And once he could just do things like, actually, 2 seconds in the future from now, your hand is over there, and you're like, what does that mean? And then you see you have a stump and your hand's severed over there. Because he's like, I changed the future. And anyway, so
That's pretty terrifying.
It is. It's a really good power.
That's a really good move.
It's a really good power. He broke Ichigo's sword doing that, and then Ichigo had to go through like a whole arc of getting a new one. And then Ichigo comes back, busts out his new power, and like he has like one horn and one of his eyes is black, and he has like a sick new sword that has a chain on it.
Because he's all the things.
Because he's all the things, and he's finally combined them.
Power to have many powers.
And then the bad guy uses god powers, breaks the sword again, and Ichigo's like, but wait, I can Bankai, and then he Bankais it, and it's super strong, and he goes to fight the guy, and the guy just breaks his sword again. No, this is the best part. This is the big reveal all along.
Oh, man.
When you break his Bankai's real ability is that he has a smaller Bankai inside of it.
No.
Yes!
No. Like a little dinky little guy in the middle, like a fake one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, like a breakaway Bankai?
Yeah.
No.
His power is that he has a smaller Bankai hidden in his Bankai so that he still gets them. And then he's like, ugh, you truly are Bleach, and dies.
No fucking way. This is the end?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't get this far.
No. That's how Bleach ended?
So the reason that he was able to do it is because, during all of this, he introduced the Sternritters, which, unironically, there's like 20 of them. And then Kubo tells his editors, like, okay, so I want each of these guys to have, like, a couple chapter fight of one-on-ones. And the editors are like, you said this was the final arc. And he's like, yeah, but like it's going to go for a while. And they say, absolutely not, ended in like 2 months. And he's like, shit, I had a lot of stuff that I needed to get done. So at the very beginning of this arc, Ishida, the Quincy who's like the Vegeta rival character, betrays Ichigo and is like, I'm a Nazi now.
God damn it.
And Ichigo's like, he's not actually betraying us, there's no way he'd do that. And then at every point, Ishida's like, I betrayed you and am a Nazi now, I can't be any clearer about this. And then there's nothing about Ishida for a long time. And then there's 2 chapters left, Ichigo has his brand spanking new sword, and he's fighting evil god villain man. And then Ishida shows up and is like, hey, remember how I'm a Nazi now? Well, actually, I've been undercover to get this. The god-slaying silver arrow that we have not mentioned, foreshadowed, or even implied to exist. Cacao! And he shoots the bad guy in the back, and the bad guy's like, you've weakened me temporarily, but it doesn't matter, I'm still gonna break your sword. And he's like, but I have a second smaller sword. And he's like, because I've been weakened temporarily, I can no longer change the past. And he dies.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate
2 ass pulls in as many chapters as how Bleach ends.
See why I gave up.
And then, like 5 years later, we had a new chapter because one of the movies dropped a bunch of lore that like the author said was canon, and then he like added it in books like to make it canon, which is So the afterlife isn't just the Soul Society. There's also hell.
Oh.
Hell is very real.
Oh, that one's canon?
The concepts of it are.
Oh, okay.
Hell is very real, and if you're too strong when you die, like if you're like a captain level Soul Reaper, they send you to hell because otherwise your fucking death causes a nuclear explosion of soul juice.
It's a lot of soul juice.
Yeah, and like it juices up all the like ghosts and shit around so that it's a whole problem. So like if you get too strong, they like when you're dead, they like seal up your body and they send your ass to hell. But then Ichigo's like, huh. Well, I've killed like a bunch of captain level guys and they didn't explode into soul juice. And they're like, yeah, because you're a soul reaper, when you kill like somebody with your sword, like when you beat hollows and stuff, you're supposed to either stamp them, that way they can peacefully move on, or you cut their head and then that will force them into the afterlife off of this plane. But if you do that to somebody who's too strong, it automatically sends them to hell. And he's like, so all the villains that I've killed are like in hell? And they're like, yeah. He's like, is that going to be a problem? Because some of them are like, they have the ability to transcend dimensions. And they're like, well, it hasn't been a problem so far. He's, yeah. But now I feel like it's going to be because I sent specifically a guy whose power is to move between dimensions. Yeah. And I sent him to hell. And they're like,
there's no possible way
I suppose you
backfire.
did.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at the end of the story, about 5-10 years or some shit pass, and Ichigo's fucking Orihime, and they have a child who's also got like Soul Reaper powers.
He's half all the powers, yeah.
Yeah. And Rukia and Renji have a child, and they come to visit, and everyone's like, yay, how's it going, Ichigo? And Ichigo's like, I became a doctor, just like my dad. And everyone's like, that's so you. Anyway,
wait, what?
Yeah.
His family runs a clinic.
Okay, all right.
It's been part of the. It's
okay, sure.
Been part of the story from the very beginning.
Yeah, threw me off. Sorry.
Anyway, a portal to hell opens up. And a bunch of villains that Ichigo killed come out, and they're like, we've been doing nothing but Bowflexes in hell to prepare to come whip your ass!
Oh, yeah.
And Ichigo's like, huh, well, there's only like 2 or 3 of you, and they're like, yeah, we're working on a bigger hell door down there right now, and there's nothing you can do to stop it unless you go to hell. And Ichigo turns to everybody else and is like, so that's the next arc, right? And then it just ends. And that's where Bleach really ends.
That's why he picked it back up?
Yeah.
And it's novels now, right?
So he did some novels. I don't believe that they have continued. Like, that is currently the furthest point in the Bleach timeline.
Okay.
But I believe that once the new anime ends, and like I feel like he has like 2 more books that he's like working with people on. Once that ends, I feel like he's gonna really fucking push for there to be. We're doing Bleach 2. It's all about Ichigo's kid and Rukia's kid, and then they're gonna fuck so that Ichigo and Rukia could be fucking the whole time, but only through their children.
Yes, sir. Crossing the bloodline.
Just like Naruto and Sasuke are gonna fuck, but only through their children.
East Asia loves that.
Yep. So, the only actually genuinely good villain in my opinion is fucking Aizen. Like, it just should have ended with Aizen.
Oh yeah.
He's the best one, and he wins.
Well,
he is immortal.
Yeah, you
cannot kill him.
He is immortal, and he is exactly the strongest person besides the main character.
Because he fused with the reality warping Lochnar orb.
There's a Lochnar?
Yeah.
What do you mean there's a Lochnar?
It's called the Hogyokyu.
Oh my god.
I
hate that name.
It literally just
should have put Lochnar.
It fulfills your innermost desires, which his was to transcend all things.
Yeah, become a half god man. So
and he did it.
So in the equivalent of like the 80s of Bleach, way back in the day, Kisuke.
A lot of cocaine going around, or
yeah. But like the guy who runs like the candy shop, who's always helping Ichigo, who has the sword cane.
Yeah.
So he used to be a captain and an evil scientist, and he was like working on things. He's like, we got to make Soul Reapers stronger somehow. But the only idea anybody has for that is to like get better at using your sword. And he's like, no. There's got to be a way I can super soldier this shit. So he starts looking into like, why are hollows so strong when they don't have karate or anything? Why do they get to breathe lasers? So he's like looking into that, and he thinks his idea is, what if we give some hollow powers to Soul Reapers, make them even stronger? And he invents this thing called the Hogyoku to do it. And he does that, and he's like, huh, looks like I'm really smart. And then he examines it for like 5 more minutes, and he's like, huh, looks like I invented an evil orb that can do anything in the universe and definitely shouldn't fall into evil hands.
That cannot be destroyed.
The Lochnar.
I'd better destroy it. Huh, looks like the Lochnar can't be destroyed.
That's how it goes. You should have made that fucking Lochnar, you idiot.
Now, tangentially to this...
heavy metal?
Tangentially to this, Eisen is also in his evil scientist arc, and instead of doing, like, figuring out a device to make people stronger, he's more so just, gathering up pieces of ghosts and programming them to think only of crime, and then making it eat guys, or turning guys into werewolves. Like, that's his style of science. So that's how he made the Arankar, who are, like, the hollows that
He also made a Hogyoku.
he made a flawed one that didn't work very well, and that's why we have the Visor.
And then he stole Kisuke's and fed it to his.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's how you get the actual Lochnar.
Yeah.
The Lochnar has to cannibalize a fake Lochnar to become the real Lochnar?
Become a double Lochnar.
A double Lochnar?
Yeah.
That's really evil.
Yeah. And then he put it in his chest, and it turned him into a butterfly.
I love how this went full circle.
Yeah.
I love how this went full circle. And well, you know what? Pretty good use of butterflies.
The only way you beat
metamorphosis, that's a big, that's good.
The only way you beat that is you be an Ichigo.
Yeah.
And then you're able to beat him.
If you have all the powers, and then you decide to stop having all the powers, use up all the powers that you have,
all your power juice,
you can cut him, like, vertically in half. And he's like, ah! My one weakness! And then he Wolverines back together, and he's like, oh, turns out I have no weaknesses. Double Lochnar guy right here. And then he's like, now taste lasers, Ichigo. And the lasers stop working, and it's like, damn. I guess you win then. And then they arrest him. They throw his ass in jail.
It's because, to be fair, he does, like, some foreshadowing of it. When everyone else was fighting him.
What a stupid fucking show! I hate Bleach now. I used to be neutral. There are a lot of people who like that show.
It's fine. It's not
that.
great.
I know all this is strawman, obviously. Ladies and gentlemen listening, all this is strawman and in good fun, but also, fuck that. Anyway, continue.
They get him because Kisuke, because he's the smartest. You can do spells and shit. They have
wizards.
They don't really ever use them.
What the fuck are you people talking about?
Yeah.
If you're a Soul Reaper, you can cast spells.
Yeah. There are 99 of them, and they get stronger the closer you get to 99. And to prove how powerful the villain was, the first time he was able to cast without chanting the 99th power that basically builds a building made of black holes on you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So anyway, but when they were fighting him, when Ichigo's busy trying to, powering up.
Yeah, he goes on a training arc for the final fight.
Yeah, because there's this doorway between realities where a train comes through.
People who don't die or have the ability
There's
to
a fucking train now. The soul train, if you will.
Yeah.
So
No.
it is also Tony.
Did they play the song?
No.
Did they play the song?
No,
It's made of meat.
Yeah.
What do you mean the soul train is made of?
Because it's in the meat tunnel.
It's also factually the third strongest thing in the setting.
No, fucking course it is.
Yeah.
It's called the cleaner.
Yeah, I'm gonna die now.
And they to really emphasize how strong Eisen is, he just kills it.
Yeah. Yeah. He builds a building made of black holes on it.
Train.
Yeah, he blows it up.
And so
Anyway,
that the cleaner is gone.
Yeah, the meat train dimension is now Sans meat train, so you can just hang out there.
No more! No more, I yield!
Ichigo's dad explains it's going to come back, but we can take advantage of it not being there.
Because time passes differently.
Yeah. So they have an impromptu hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
So
Why do you have a hyperbolic time chamber?
So Ichigo
Yeah.
spends.
2 years, right?
It's like something like 1 to 3 years in meditation with his sword.
Yeah,
I gotta breathe.
He's fighting his sword in meditative state,
yeah.
and
And he gets good enough that he gets the 1% XP needed to now he's transcendental.
Yeah.
And regular stuff doesn't hurt him anymore.
and you know that because the swastika on his sword got real big.
It's so long.
What do you mean
Yeah.
a swastika on
His sword has a swastika.
What do you mean it has a swastika?
His bankai, the crossguard of his sword is a swastika.
Oh, fuck, no, please, no more. No more, I'm gonna die.
It gets actually a little bit worse.
Please, just please, man, please. Just please, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big thing when he first came out with that design.
Yeah, people were not happy.
Everyone was always like, "What's with the swastika?"
What have I been missing, bro?
So,
what have I been fucking
So
missing?
he fights Butterfly Man, and then once he uses, they call it the final Getsuga Tensho because that's his Kamehameha is Getsuga Tensho, and the
It's
final
the wind scar.
It's the wind
yeah,
scar.
okay, yeah.
The black.
And doing the final one,
Black Scar.
the final one means that he goes Super Saiyan 3 for like exactly one attack, but then he loses all powers. He's regular human mode now.
Yeah, of course he is.
And then they have a little arc where Ichigo's bummed about it because like he spent like 2 years, he spent like a year as the most powerful being in the universe. Basically, he spent a year as Superman, and then now he's a high schooler.
Yeah, what a cop.
And what's worse is all of his friends who he left behind, his Yamchas and shit, that are like, they couldn't possibly help in the final fight. They are now leagues above him. They still have superpowers. And he's just a guy.
Kind of a bummer, yeah.
And he gets so desperate that he gets preyed upon by this other guy who, like, previously, it was a thing that, like, a different human who had, like, good enough soul juice was made into a temporary Shinigami. But then he got fired basically for sexual harassment.
Of course he
He was
is.
a piece of shit. Anyway, this guy basically like comes up to Ichigo and is like, I hear you're friends with that Mexican guy, Chad. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, Chad and I, we trained together. That's how he got his Super Saiyan 2. And he's like, that's crazy. We never explained how Chad got his Super Saiyan thing. So how'd you do it? And he explains what full brings are. And it's like, if you have enough spiritual power as a regular human, and you have like an object that is imbued with your spiritual power by virtue of like you have it with you at all times, it has a special connection to you, you're able to like invoke power through that.
Okay.
And that's how Orihime's powers works.
All right.
And Chad's was, I think technically his was his skin. That's why he's able to do like the big beefy
Because
arms.
he's tough.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big Mexican man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Ichigo only has one thing left from like his time as a Soul Reaper, and that was Rukia gave him a little badge to show like if another Shinigami showed up, show them this badge so they know not to kill you on sight for using illegal Shinigami powers. And he still had that in his bag. It just didn't do anything anymore. And so he still had that, and this guy was like, you got to focus your powers through that. And he like, one of the people's powers is that they can like put you into like a video game, and like they trained him in there, and it was actually a pretty interesting arc at first. And Ichigo's badge, he eventually learns how to use it, and he activates his full bring, and seriously, from this badge, an energy swastika comes out.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
And then it goes all over him, and it becomes ninja armor.
No, round two, no. What the fuck do you mean?
And then his full bring is just a shittier version of his Shinigami powers.
Yeah, but he's like, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He's like, I may not be Superman anymore, but I can still do like, some Spider-Man shit. I can still be a superhero, basically. And the villain's like, you're really strong. I can tell, like, you have a deep reserve of power within you. And he's like, yeah, I think this training thing's going really well. And he's like, that's because I've been tricking you. And then he stabs Ichigo and steals all of his powers.
Get fucked, idiot.
Kicks him down he's in the rain. He's not wounded or anything. That makes it so much worse. He didn't wound Ichigo. Yeah. He just left him powerless in the rain.
Eat shit, loser.
And goes Super Saiyan with Ichigo's stolen powers. And he's like, now I'm going to do crimes again. And he flies away. And Ichigo's like, what? But that's not fair. No, it's not fair.
What arc is this?
This is called the Fullbring arc. Yeah. And this is right after he beat up Aizen.
And man, it would have been really cool. Really anticlimactic.
Yeah, because the reveal is Ichigo is literally like, I have to. This is the worst. I need to stuff about this. And then he just gets stabbed in the back and a sword pops through his chest and he's like, what is this? And he turns around and it's Rukia and she's like, hey. And he's like, ow! And she's like, remember how the first time that I gave you my powers, I like jabbed you in the chest a little bit and that like you absorbed the powers? Well, this sword's made out of all the energy that we were able to get from all of the captains who are like your friends now. And we got it all together to try to give you your superpowers back. And it slurps into him. And he has superpowers again, and he's like, all right.
Yeah,
and
but now his Shinigami powers have fused with his Fullbringer powers, so he gets a redesign.
Yeah, he gets
he
gets a new, better outfit, and then he goes to fight the guy who stole all of his powers. And that guy's like, so I was in the same situation as you, where they took away my powers and it was devastating. And basically, he has like a little conversation with Ichigo about like, you're still just a human to them. They're fucking assholes. You should be with me. I was fired for bullshit. Anyone would have grabbed her tits, essentially.
My man, you should have stopped there. Should have stopped there.
And Ichigo is like, well, then it's time for our final fight. And then he completely destroys him.
Yeah.
Because that other guy was what the setting considers strong, but Ichigo's back at his peak. He's the strongest.
And not only that,
it's like if Goku got beat up by a Piccolo, and then like Goku gets his powers back, and Piccolo's like, well, then it's time for my special beam cannon, and Goku's like, oh, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and then just like,
damn,
green mush.
Yeah, it's even worse though. Everybody shows up, all his bros.
Yeah, the Avengers watch,
and then they all have 1v1s with the other
with his minions. Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
All of them get cucked instantly.
Oh, yeah. There's not one person who puts up a good fight.
Every single one of these Fullbringers.
Who fucking wrote this shit?
Every single one of them explains how their Fullbring works and how, like, I've taken advantage of the rules of how my power works to get the most power out of it. And all the Soul Reapers like, cool, shing!
Yeah, essentially it happens where it's like, I can bend reality around me using my boots or my video game or...
That was the dumbest...
Or whatever, and then the other guy's like, wow, does it make you immune to me running at you at the speed of sound with a sword? And they're like, well, obviously, no, and then he's dead.
So, for example, one of them was this chick,
Dirty Boots.
Her Fullbringer, Dirty Boots. The dirtier her boots get, the stronger she is.
What the fuck are you talking
about? So she fights someone, I think it's Rukia.
Yeah.
And
Rukia's like, remember how I got my powers back in the Arankar arc, and I'm a wizard with ice?
What are you?
So they're fighting in like a mud pit.
Yeah.
And this bitch is like splashing mud all over her boots to get a power up. And then
dirty boots.
And it's like a big deal or whatever. And then Rukia's like, yeah, cool, ice blast, and then she's dead.
She freezes all the mud. She's stuck in ice, and she's like, oh no, my boots, my one weakness.
Wait. So you're meaning to tell me
that
Rukia had a mud fight with a girl whose power is having dirty boots?
Yes.
They've had dirty boot sex in a mud pit?
Pretty much. My favorite is, so one of them...
You guys are gonna kill me! You guys are gonna kill me now!
One of them was like a 14-year-old kid whose power was to suck you into a Game Boy dimension.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Which is a really good move. It was a really good move, and he got Kenpachi because straight up, sucking guys into a different dimension is a really good power.
Yeah, it is.
And then Kenpachi's like, so what, do I get out of here if I kill you? And the kid's like, haha, that's the thing, if you kill me, you'll never get out. And he's like, so what, I beat you up until you let me out of here? And he's like, I'm a kid. And he's like, yeah.
Did Kenpachi fought the watch guy?
Oh, was it fucking Byakuya that fought then?
Maybe. I just remember he fights the watch dude because he makes a big deal about how, like, the rules of my full bring is, like, the simpler the command, like, I get more power. And so he just has, like,
he
power
beefs up,
or something, and then he hulks out.
Yeah, and then Kenpachi's like, oh, wait, I'm actually, the second strongest guy.
Yeah, my whole thing is being really strong, and then he just cuts him in half.
Yeah.
To our viewers, I feel the need to inform you I have, for the first time in my life, fallen out of my chair laughing at how stupid Bleach is.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was this bad. Once again, straw man, 100%.
The gamer kid was definitely... He did get defeated by somebody saying, like, what if I beat you up? And the kid's like, well, I don't want to get beat up.
See, this is what I'm saying. This could have been a really cool arc.
Fuck, man!
Except right at the end, it's just like, oh, these guys are, get cucked. Like,
I mean,
literally, all of them get beaten instantly.
It was 100% the problem of, like, okay, we got a bunch of, like, street-level villains, and they're going to fight the coalition of Superman, Doctor Strange, the Incredible Hulk. Like
Doc Ock shows up.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus shows up to do battle against the Sentry, who's the Marvel Superman, and it goes about as well as that.
You think you can...
I'm the Green Goblin! I'm Magneto. Crunch.
Yeah? Yeah. Not all villains are made the same.
That was that arc.
Not all adversaries are adversarial.
Yeah, that's
And then the Nazis showed up.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, the Fullbring arc was, like, so disappointing. That's when I, like, checked out of Bleach.
Ironically, the beginning of the Fullbring arc is what, like, sucked me back in. Because Ichigo's learning about a new type of power. If they stayed like, okay, his Shinigami powers are at best a dormant thing, and he needs to depend on this now.
The stat squish.
I was right back into it. I was like, yes, let's fucking do this. Chad's gonna be relevant again. I fucking loved Chad. Anybody who has punching powers, big fan.
Yeah, same. Big beefy
His
forearms.
is really cool. He had, like, his right arm is a shield arm.
Yeah, the right hand of the giant and the left hand of the devil.
Yeah, and then the left hand is death punch. Like he punches you, and then, like, if you hit a wall or something, it literally makes a skull imprint.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty edgy.
He's a really fun character.
Yeah.
It's just he's human, so he doesn't matter.
I was gonna say his main weakness is that, like, if you physically run away from him, he runs at human speed.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Whereas everyone else runs at ghost karate speed, which is somewhere around, like, a motorcycle to a supersonic jet.
God bless, man. Pretty quick. Pretty good move.
What do they call it? Shadow step or something? Shunpo?
Flash step.
Flash step. That's it.
God bless, man. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Bleach.
Yep.
That we'll bury that one. Moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Let's
Well, the last thing is some of the names are hilarious.
Oh yeah, this guy has, like, a huge boner for Spanish, and it really shows.
Yeah, so everything hollow themed, Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arankar literally means, like, maskless.
That's funny.
Like, it's a Spanish word that's, like, regularly used.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like Soul Reapers are Japanese, hollows are Spanish, and then everything with Quincy's is German.
German.
So there's a different thing in the same universe, and it turns out that the afterlife and, like, the spiritual powers around, like, your area literally, like, it changes depending on where you are, because it's controlled by, like, the population, the local population's understanding of death. So Soul Reapers come from Japan, but, like, in England they don't have Soul Reapers. They don't have hollows. You know what they have?
This is a thing?
Yes.
He said this?
This is he put out a fucking manga about it.
Oh my god.
Only like 2 chapters, but yeah. instead of hollows, if you die and you're like a fucking bummer or whatever, your soul congeals into like a gestalt of other like fucking bummer ass souls, and it turns into a dragon.
Wait, so in Bleach, if you're not in Japan and you die, there are different rules?
Yes.
Is that racist?
Yes. Yeah.
They have their own afterlives and everything?
Oh, man.
I presume because they like have a map of Soul Society. Soul Society isn't as big as Earth.
Oh, fucking man, dude.
Doesn't that make the fucking everything with Yuhabak like irrelevant?
Yeah.
Is there other Soul Kings?
Presumably.
Man, Bleach just got dumber.
Yeah.
I know that happened.
I
had no idea about that.
I am freshly acquainted with how dumb it is. This is interesting. It's
That
crazy
happened-
that you just learned something.
That happened this year or last year that he put out like a manga about that, because literally what I saw is like in a world where ghosts turn into dragons, and I was like, all right, let's check this out. Japan, you don't steer me wrong, and I'm like, this looks real familiar. And then like I look into it, and they're talking about like we're talking to our colleagues over in Japan, the Shinigami, and I'm like, the excuse me? And then I looked it up. Yeah, it's same universe.
God bless.
Yeah.
Japan.
Huh.
They're doing good work over there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. They're floats their butt, man.
At least he can draw real good.
He can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be pretty picture good.
Speaking of Japan doing good things, My Hero Academia, it looks to be ending in the next chapter or two.
2 seconds.